Hi, this is Adam Yurchik for TCGplayer.com. So, I'm recording with modern Scapeshift. I won the die roll, and this hand is clearly a mulligan. It has everything good except green mana, and these sources of red mana are not going to cast anything, so I have to mulligan. This hand's also a little weak. I don't have any green mana again, but with Repeal and Electrolyze, I think this is a keep. I don't actually need green mana early with this hand, and with a couple pieces of card draw, I'm likely to hit some lands and proceed as normal. So I'll play Steam Vents tapped and pass. If he plays any sort of one drop, I'm going to repeal it. Otherwise, I'll play the Steam Vents tapped. The Scapeshift in the opening hand does not do anything for me, but it does mean that when I do hit 7 or 8 lands, I'll have the combo piece ready. I'm just going to go ahead and pause it since he's not doing anything, and I'll unpause it when he comes back. And he's back immediately. Tron. So I can actually repeal that, and I'm going to. And hopefully he plays some more next turn, and I can repeal it again. Repeal is not too strong in this matchup, and luckily I'm able to use it because I'm on the play. Sylvan Scrying. He gets Cavern of Souls, which is decent, I suppose. I'm going to play this untapped. That way I can cast Electrolyze if he doesn't do anything. And dealing him 2 damage is actually relevant because it'll mean I could Scapeshift with only 7 lands as opposed to the usual 8. Cool, so he leaves me some things to repeal. I'll Electrolyze him. And while he does have Cavern of Souls, it means he's not going to hit a Wormcoil Engine for 2 more turns minimum. And also Remand and Cryptic Command are just as good as always against Karn. Here, I brick off, so I'm going to cast Telling Time and look for a land. I might be able to find a green source and then secure a Tri-Builder away, the card on top if it's not good. If I do hit a good card, I can just cast Repeal and get both of them. So, I think the best thing here is to put Serum in my hand, Valakut on top, Electrolyze on the bottom. I'll cast Serum just to make sure I hit a land drop. Missing land drops in this deck is very poor. And then these lands are both good, so I'll put that Stomping on top, Breeding on top, cast Valakut, pass it back. He cast Sundering Titan, which is definitely not what I wanted to see. But I'm still in it. I'll cast Elder to chump block. So I suppose I could have not cast Telling Time, but I really did not expect the Titan, and that's really the one card that gets me. Mindslaver is also pretty good against me there, but not too bad. So it looks like he might be casting Pyroclasm. And Elder is going to get an island so I can cast Cryptic. I would like to keep the Stomping Ground that's on top of my deck, but it's not an option. So he casts Karn, and that's going to be the game. He's going to kill a land. Oh, he removes a card. Okay. I'll play it out. Ghost Quarter. He can actually use that to interfere with my combo. If I go off with Scapeshift, he can then kill Valakut, or he can kill actually a mountain to reduce the Valakut's ability. But I can play around that by having more lands in play. But that Ghost Quarter does require me to get an extra land. I'll just pass it back with counters up. So he removes the land. I'm going to bounce his Karn at end of turn. I'm surprised he did not play the Cavern. Counter that, bounce the Karn. So he certainly messed that up. But it's probably not going to matter. All right, I'll pause it till he comes back. Scrying. Probably for Ayavugan. Tower. Maybe he has Eldrazi. Ulamog. I don't know why he would have done that. He's definitely having some difficulty figuring out how to play right. So that Ghost Quarter would have made me winning very difficult. Now I have a little bit more shot. Oblivion Stone, that does nothing against me. And he did not generate Cavern Mana, I think, so if he casts Wormcoil, I could remand it. Oh, he pops the stone to kill my lands. I see what he did there. Alright, we'll play it out, I guess. He has 12 mana, so if he hits 2 more, the game's over. He can double cast the Karn. Not quite. So I could have got Island instead of the Forest off Ghost Quarter and had 3 lands. Could have remanded the Oblivion. That wouldn't have done much. I'll get a duel here. I'm just going to keep running down his clock, I guess, at this point. No reason for a duel then, with the breeding pool gone. And he doesn't use it, he's going to use Eye of Ugin. So he's going to Emrakul me next turn, but he's not going to have much time for the next 2 games. That doesn't matter, though. I could have easily scooped this game many minutes ago. It was over when he cast the Titan. But there's no reason not to make him play it out. We'll play it out. It's gotten really hot here in Ohio. It was like 90 degrees today. That's absolutely insane. All right. And I guess I'll just sack him. I can't figure it out. I'll just concede. All right. So, Vendilion Click is great here. Ancient Grudge seems okay. Really, there's not much sideboard. This matchup is excellent. I'm definitely favored to win the game, or to win the match. I don't know if I'm favored now after losing a game. but it's a good matchup. Yeah, I'm just going to bring in the Grudges, cut the Repeals and the Electrolyze, bring in the Grudges. Hopefully I can mess him up, especially on the play. Nothing else really does anything. Swan Song's weak, and that's about that. So submit it, and I imagine he's going to take the full 2 minutes, so I'm going to pause it here. All right, here we are. Game 2. This hand's excellent. And I have the acceleration on turn 2, and hopefully I can hit a land in the first 3 draws. Or first 2 draws, rather. And then that would give me 4 mana on turn 3. But he's playing Tron, so that doesn't really matter. I can just cast 1 spell a turn and keep pace with him. There's the land I needed. I guess I actually needed a blue source if I wanted to cast 2. Ancient Stirrings. He hits a tower. He casts a map, showing he's willing to expose himself to Grudge. So there's the blue mana. And I'm just going to go ahead and play it untapped. It's unlikely I need it. The 2 damage is not going to matter. But it just gives me more options. And in a situation like this where I'm in good shape, I don't see any reason not to. He sacks the map, sure. I'm not going to use Izzet Charm to draw 2. It's card disadvantage, and Izzet Charm has value as a counter spell, and also I don't really need to dig to anything right now. Expedition map. He has Tron. I'm going to go ahead and counter the map. That way I can make sure he doesn't get Ugin or Cavern of Souls or even a green source. And then Chromatic Sphere, Chromatic Star, those are all fine. There's the Scapeshift. So now I need to get 3 lands into play. Also, the Expedition map could get Ghost Quarter, which is annoying for me. In this situation, Remand is important. It's going to buy me time and dig for cards. Hopefully I can hit my next few land drops. If he casts Sylvan Scrying, I'm going to Remand it because he doesn't have green. He goes with Karn, and I can't Izzet Charm, so I'm going to Remand. There's an island. That's awesome. Chromatic Star. That's fine. That's fine. Search for tomorrow. And, of course, a forest. Island. Now I have 2 counterspells up. And I don't actually have the win next turn because he's at 20. So I need to draw land. But assuming he doesn't... Or assuming he casts something, I can Remand. And if that doesn't hit a land, I can Izzet Charm, draw 2, and dig even more for a land. Remand. And there's Is It Charm. Lodestone Golem. So that's a pretty cool sideboard card, I guess. Doesn't do anything here. I just need to Is It Charm, and hopefully I need to do it in response to make sure he can't lock it out. But assuming I hit a land, that's game. I don't. So I'll get rid of the... Well, I could Charm, then Scapeshift. I do have mana for that. So I have to get rid of these two. And I'm just going to go for the win next turn. No luck there. Hopefully this Is It Charm could find a land. I hit 2. And then Scapeshift. And he concedes in response, which is awesome. So if you count up, I had 5 mountains in play, 1 in the graveyard. That's 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I actually only had 4 more in the deck. Meaning I'm trying to figure that out, actually. I would have needed to keep... I would need to get 2 Valakuts and keep 2 Stomping Grounds, or 2 of my mountains. And then search up the 4 mountains. Those 4 mountains would have come into play and each dealt 6 damage, which would have dealt him 24. So I'm going to sideboard the same. All right, this hand's fine. He mulligan, which is great. He mulligans again, which is even better. And here I'll play the Steam Vents. Telling Time is all right. I don't really need it, though. And Cryptic Command is good enough to keep. I'll keep that on top. Next turn, Serum Visions again. Or possibly leave up Is It Charm. Another thing you could do is cast Telling Time and then Serum Visions the card to the bottom. Or, I mean, actually that does not work. you could Seer Visions first and then Telling Time the cards away. One of them. So it's unlikely he has anything relevant next turn. He'll probably just pop map and maybe play a sphere. So Seer Visions for me. Stomping Ground. And okay, so I wanted 3 blue. The Halimar Depths is a blue, so I could bottom the Steam Vents. And I'm actually going to keep the Stomping Ground as another green source. I'll play the Halimar. And I'd like to draw the Stomping Ground and I think the Secura Tribe Elder as well. So I'll keep those. I might use the Secura Tribe Elder on turn 6 to try to win on turn 7 with 8 lands. So pass it back. And that Grudge I can keep if it's useful, or I could easily shuffle it away. Mine, Sphere. The play here is Valakut. Next turn I'll Misty. So I have Cryptic Command up. And I'm going to Telling Time here. I'm going to keep the Elder, top the island, and I'll get rid of the Grudge. And I can just play that island, pass it back. And now I have 7 mana, and then the Elder for 8. He has nothing. I'm going to suspend the search. Or should I say start the search? Begin the search. Ancient Stirring. So he's digging for action. He might have some expensive cards in hand, most likely. Maybe he'll just whiff on this. Lodestone Golem, that's pretty cool. I'm going to counter it. And because I have everything I need to win, I'm actually going to, let's see, I don't think he played a land this turn. Oh, he did play a land. No, he did not. I was going to bounce a land, but that's not a play anymore. So I'll just draw a card. Excellent draw. If he was at 18 and I had 3 green, I could actually Elder and then Scapeshift for the win. But that's not an option right now. I want to leave mountains in the deck, so I'll get Breeding Pool, Elder, Forest, Search, Get an island. I'll play the mountain. Cast Scapeshift. I'll sacrifice mountain. I'm sorry, forest, island. Depth. 3, 4, and then breeding pool. And then I can get a Valakut and 4 mountains. And that would kill him. So it's Adam Yurchik for TCGplayer.com. Thanks for watching. And check back in for round 2.